And we're live. Hello, YouTube people. I should say words. Um, 8 years on HRT. 8 fucking years. 8 fucking years. Like I should probably not be saying bad words and whatnot, but 8 years, damn. Um, so I want to talk about that. 8 years. It's not for 2 days, but 8 years. Fuck, 8 years on HRT. Like I still can't believe it. Like I remember the first day I got them. I ordered them on the internet and just took the first fucking pills. And then I just let that sink in and just moved on with my life and just kept doing everything one day at a time and just kept taking my medication every single day. And 8 years later, here we are. Fucking one of the best things ever. Um, it's also been 5 years since I worked for I began working for Apple. So that's pretty fucking crazy. Like I'm ready to move on, but goddamn, like I didn't work there directly for them, but I worked for this other company called Teleperformance. And basically, I applied for them one day, and they said, "Hey, do you want a job here? Like, do you know iOS?" And I was like, "iOS, absolutely." So then I just started working there. And the reason I mentioned this is this is a big deal to me. This is a milestone. Like when I first started there, I just used my own name. Like I didn't like I wasn't there to be entitled or anything. I just wanted to like learn the job. And there was another guy whose name was exactly the same as mine. So I I was just doing my job one day, and one of the supervisors comes up to me and says, "Hey, do you do you have a nickname or something?" I was like, "Yeah, it's Jennifer." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I get it. Like you're trans. Like it is a thing, yeah." And I was already kind of presenting really feminine, so it made sense. This is like the beginning. This is April 17th, 2000. Oh, this would have been like May something, 2018. And the beautiful thing about that was ever since then, because I did that after I started my YouTube videos. So like the other day I was looking at some of the old YouTube videos, see what I sounded like. My voice at the beginning in the first videos is like a whole different fucking person. And I have to thank that job because of that. Like, even though it's a call center, it was Apple. So I was like, yeah, like I want to learn everything I can. But at the same time, like I got to practice my voice. I was like, thank you for calling Apple. My name is Jennifer. Every single day, about 20 times a day. Sometimes probably more. Sometimes, I don't know, maybe less. And I had to do that. And then I worked at the Apple store. And that was until recently. And that was 5 years ago. So like changed my life. Like I know so much more about computers now. And the nice thing about that environment is why I wanted to say this. Like when I worked at the warehouse in California, this is when I first started taking the hormones, and then I worked at the warehouse where in Indiana where I was like a janitor, and I never said anything else. Like, dude, like just a fucking janitor. Like nobody needs to know my life. And then after that, um, I worked at the warehouse in California. At this one, people started to kind of because I worked there way before transitioning, and then at the beginning of transition, and then like once I started hormones, and people kind of started to be like, you might be a little, you know. And I was just like completely oblivious to it. I was like, I'm here to work. Like I'm not here to take anyone's shit. I'm here to work. And if I can outwork all of you, better. If I can't outwork you, at least I can earn some respect by working hard. And so it was like I worked really hard. I just kept up the entire time, and it was fine. And then that's when I moved. I went to Michigan. Same thing. I just worked really hard, and then some people found that I was gay, and then they were like, "We don't give a shit." Like, cool. Thank you for not shoving down my throat. And I was like, "Cool. I don't care." Like I just like it's not a thing to me. I just came to work and he happened to ask, like, hey, do you have a girlfriend? And I was like, no. He goes, oh, are you gay? And I was like, yeah. And that's it. Simple as that. And it never came up again. Um, in Virginia, it came up once when one of the guys saw him in the hallway. He was like, hey, we don't like you being out and proud and shit. And I was like, hey, man, I don't know what you heard, but I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And I was just going to keep being me. And then in Idaho, same thing. I moved here. Then I kept working at it was like a Wingo warehouse here in Boise. It's actually over there. And then I worked there and I just worked better than everybody else. It was easier here because like I'm an immigrant and they're Mexican, oh, they're white. And just a work ethic thing. Like there's another Mexican dude there. He worked really hard and I tried to beat him all the time. He beat me every now and then. And a couple of the Muslim guys were pretty fucking hardworking. And most people were just pretty mid. A white person or two would, do really well every now and then. That was Matt. Fuck Matt. Like that. I don't mean like fuck him like in a bad way, but like that guy was dope. He had really long arms, so like there were some trucks he just couldn't beat him on. And then I kept taking my hormones. And this when it starts getting a little weird. My hair starts getting kind of long. And I'm starting to look a little more feminine. Through the job from like spring of 2016 to was it fall of 2017, I started changing a lot and I never said anything at all, like never once tried out like no, I'm gonna kick everyone's ass at work in here. And then if people find out I'm gay or trans, like I won't care. I'm like, yeah, the person who works harder than you is a fucking fruitcake. Congratulations. In that case, they probably want me to bring it up. They're like, you know what? Let's not talk about it. And that's my approach. Sorry, my phone fell. That's my approach. So I kept looking more and more feminine, and I was just doing it unapologetically. I was like, I'm just gonna do me. Like, yeah, I'll talk about drag with my friend who she was like, she was so out of place. You're like, it was so cool watching her work with me because like she was like, her dad was a doctor and she was supposed to be an archaeologist and stuff, and she's working in a warehouse. It was fun. And then I started talking about drag with her and stuff, and it was just I didn't care. And then people started finding out I was gay. Like it just came out, and I was like, yeah, like that's a fact. I do like guys. That's it. End of story. And then I worked at Los Betos, that at the restaurant. There, I didn't tell anybody either. I started to look way more feminine. People started to kind of get the hint, but like again, we're here to work hard, not talk about it at all. I was like, I'm just gonna fucking do my thing. And then that's when I started working for Apple. When the guy, he asked, what nickname do you like?" And I said Jennifer. And ever since then, like at work, it's just been Jennifer because it was that easy. I can just literally change my name inside Apple System. Apple System is so fucking trans friendly. Like they don't care. Like, do you want to be fucking called Jennifer? Like, go for it. Have fun. Also, like, we want you to do this job pretty well. There's high standards. Fucking world class customer service, and you end up like being part of that, and it's amazing. But what was I gonna say? I was able to transition way more smoothly there because then I could just come in and like wear dresses and like more makeup and play more with heels and like do I want to wear heels? Do I want to wear boots? Like I can just wear my clothes casually and like everybody there was, oh my god, people at call centers are fucking interesting. Like people like working with like warehouses like all blue collar and everything. Working in like the restaurant is like immigrants and stuff, like Mexicans, and working in a call center is like white collar, but it's like, man, you meet some very interesting people. Like I don't want to talk trash about anybody, so I'm not gonna say anything, but man, it's hilarious. It is. I just showed up to work. Like I just showed up. Like I'm gonna work. Show up to my desk and fucking work every single day. I even put headphones on so I should fucking blend in. Like I don't want attention. and I could just fucking wear my outfit, and like no matter how like every now and then like I was like, you know what, fuck it, some jeans and heels, or like some jeans or some like a nice work friendly dress and like some heels, and like just keep it normal and whatever. And I never stood out. It was great, and I could just fucking be Jennifer, and people just fucking accepted it. No one ever said anything, and I still was kind of like at the beginning, I think people can still tell I was trans. Towards the end, though, that's when it mattered. My voice changed so much because of the phone calls and like all those every single phone call. I was like, I watched a lot of voice feminization videos, and one of the tricks was to move your voice. Like mine's right here, right here. It just happens now. It used to be down here, and I'm not gonna bring it down for like hey, let's see what my voice used to sound, because the psychological thing. For me, it wasn't like practice, and it wasn't like here's my girl voice. It was not. It was none of that. I hate that. For me, it's kind of cringe. So for me, what it was like my voice is down here, and I can feel it resonate down here. And every time I talk, I was like, all right, let's move it up a little bit, up a little bit, up a little bit, and then it just up here now. So when I talk, my voice is just up here, and that's it. I can't physically get myself to bring it lower, because then the more it drops, the more I start. Like right now, it dropped a little bit, and I start getting self conscious, and it's like, all right, let's bring it back up again. It's like 24/7 now. It's like a thing. Even my parents or my grandma, like I can't help but have my voice higher, and like I'm not gonna compromise that. Like you can call me whatever you want and use whatever pronouns you want and whatever. Like it's not none of that's gonna bother me. But I'm not gonna bring my voice down to please people. Like I worked really, really hard on that one, and I put a lot of effort and a lot of phone calls. Like the reason I know I took close to 12,000 phone calls, at least from what I measured on my own. And the reason I even kept track is because my voice, to me, was the main reason I did this. Like, that's it. I mean, it's not it. Like, there was the job and everything, but like, every now and then I was like, man, this sucks. Like, you get drained. Like, people hate this job. Like, they're in there and they hate it. They're like, damn, I don't want to take phone calls. Can I do something else? And there's a whole fucking thing about people not wanting to take phone calls and like doing trainings and all kinds of stuff. And I'm just like, I don't care. Like I'll do phone calls, like 14 phone calls, and I'm like tired. I'm like, fuck, this sucks. And then in my mind, I'm like, no, but who cares if it sucks? This is an opportunity. I get to talk to somebody I've never met. I get to discover who they are in like the first 5 minutes and learn about them and let them know I'm here to help them and like find out what's the issue and like get to my. I get to focus on like problem solving and like actual skills in life. While I get to practice my voice. I was like, that's an opportunity on its own. So it doesn't matter how I feel. I'm just gonna take the next phone call. Just don't even think about it. Don't doesn't matter how you feel. You just take on. You just actually it's a headset. So you just press next. Like you don't start thinking about it, because then you won't want to take. You just do it. You know why? It's good for you. It's for your best interest to just take the next phone call. And that helped me transition way more, while the hormones were just sort of working in the background. I don't think the hormones really made a difference in how much I looked until 2017 ish. Actually, middle of 2017 for sure. Especially with the psychological effects and like the mind stuff, the emotions, and just letting everything settle in, getting used to having breasts and starting to wear a bra, and like just getting more used to it overall. Like all the effects of estrogen, just getting used to them over time and over time and over time. And it was nice. It was nice to just focus on other things, and I got to practice like little things about life on their own. And then by 2020, when the pandemic started, that's when I made that. I look back at that YouTube video. My hair was so fucking like it was in my face. It was terrible. And then right now, like my hair looks like shit. But I made a video in 2020. That's when my voice was like fucking like I was digging where it was at, and it was the beginning of the pandemic. And that's when I started passing way more. But man, hormones just kept getting better. And then October of 2020, that's when I switched to injections from after 5 years of pills. Holy fuck, it's way better. way fucking better once you switch to injections. That's when your boobs really start to grow. That's when your skin gets even like actually like, you can get soft skin with the pills too, but oh my god, it's amazing. And then you get all these floods of like emotions. Oh, it's beautiful. And I went to get tested for my estrogen levels, and they're so fucking high. They're like pregnancy levels. And I was like, that's fine. Like I can live with this. Like I get to feel that. I'm like, I wonder what it feels like to be pregnant. Well, I was I had like from 1,000 to 1,500. I don't know what the measurement is of like estrogen in my blood, or you're supposed to be like at 300. So I had that for like a year, over 1,000, and you know it was great. There was moments where I was like, "This is just too many emotions, too much. I'm just feeling too much." It was so much easier to cry, so much more stress, and so much more pressure. But I was like, "It's fine. It's fine. It's fucking fine. I'm just gonna take this for all the good that it can bring me, and just it's fine." And it was fine, and I didn't lose my shit, and I got to experience that. And then now it's like I feel like I was going through that for so long that it did change my psychology a little bit. Like my brain is probably a little wired a little bit more different now. My like my neurons and my fucking like my brain chemistry spent so long just with so much estrogen inside the brain. Oh, it's amazing. But yeah, 8 years and mostly in the background. I just started taking the first pills, and I was like, all right, this is day one of taking. Oh, this is day one of the rest of my life. And then I just know the year, like the exact date, 0409 or 0419. Unfortunately, I didn't know that was the 20th anniversary of Timothy McVeigh's explosion on Oklahoma's buildings, and I was like, oh, I found out afterwards, and that was disturbing because like I may die. That was disturbing because like I was trying to avoid 420. I was like, no, I don't want this to be about 420. I want this to be my, the day I started estrogen. And then I found out it's about Timothy McVeigh and history, and I was like, it's kind of that sucks. But 0419, I started. That's all I know. Like I don't think about like, wow, how much have I changed in 1 month? In 1 month, how much have I changed in 2 months? It was more like a month has gone by, and I kind of just look by and just trying to think about it too much. I take a lot of pictures and I record videos here and there for myself. Like I keep diaries in my computer, and I try to take pictures all the time. Sometimes like I don't want to, but I'm like, I just capture the moment. If I don't like how I look, just capture the moment. And over time, like I'm gonna be grateful that I can look back and be like, oh, that's where I was at that point. I've come a long way since then. Thanks for not giving up, you know, me. So there's a lot of that. Um, but it's not about the hormones are doing this or the hormones are like, no, it was like it was just a switch. It's like, all right, my body has been doing that testosterone, and here's how I live my life. I'm gonna switch it to estrogen, and then I'm gonna live my life. It wasn't like, what's this gonna do for me? It's like, no, like I'm gonna trust that what I'm gonna do will help me out. For the most part, like I still have to figure it out on my own. I have to figure out my problems. I have to live my life. I have to pay my bills. I have to pay my rent. I have to figure things out. Like I have to, like when I moved to Idaho, like, I have to figure things out. And now I know people, and I've worked places, and I know this place, and it's great. And I was taking estrogen in the background the entire time, so I got to enhance my experience and my feminization, which is what I was wanting to do. So like I got to do that simultaneously instead of thinking like this is gonna be the only thing that changes. Like now, like I'm going to switch my endocrine system to have estrogen, and then I'm gonna let it play out. So practicing my voice, slowly socially coming out, changing my name, and then all the legal paperwork that mattered in terms of like the overall transition. But I don't think I could have done it without the hormones. Like if I would have lived in the like 1800s, I would have been a giant fucking pussy. I wouldn't have done this. I'm a fucking coward. Like, I wouldn't have done this. I would have probably just succumbed to the expectations and the pressure of like society and its norms, and just do what I'm supposed to do, have a bunch of kids, live a miserable life, and fucking die and just shut the fuck up. That's that's what I was expecting, and that's what I would have expected for myself in like in the 1800s, especially without estrogen, like transitioning without any of the internet knowledge and any of this. Like, I would have just buried that desire to be a woman with alcohol and repress my thoughts and my feelings and just try not to fucking feel that way. And I would have probably been a miserable person. Anytime before like the 1920s, man, it would have sucked to be trans just from the fact that you couldn't switch your hormones. Like, that's why I'm making this like right now. I didn't want to make this like I get tired of making these like I don't want to make one forever and ever and ever. And I'm like, you know what? I don't want to, but I will. I'm going to for many reasons. Like I want to record things and just document where I'm at, and then I'll make one for the 9 years of estrogen, and the 10 years of estrogen, and the 11 years of estrogen, and the 12 years of estrogen. Hopefully I don't forget, but I'm gonna do that just so I can like timestamp this moment. But I don't know if I'm saying anything new at this point. I've said a lot of this in different chunks and different parts already, most of it. But um, fucking estrogen is magic. I feel like it saved my life. Even when I was 15, I thought about estrogen. And I was like, wow, it is possible to transition. I would look at people transitioning and I was like, wow, they can actually pass. They haven't even had surgery on their face, and their face actually looks more feminine. And I looked into what estrogen can do for me at age 15. So like I do wish I would have had it earlier, but at the same time I was like, I need to make sure this is right for me. So I couldn't like I was in a time crunch because I didn't want to do this into my like 20s and 30s and 40s and like really hate myself. But at the same time, like I wanted to make sure that this was the right decision for me and really thought it through and questioned myself and like challenged myself and really processed why I was doing this and the pros and cons and understanding all the things that was going to happen, all the negative stuff like losing family, losing opportunities, like the expenses, all the hardship and difficulties in the paperwork and everything that comes with transitioning. And I was like, I have to accept that, and I did, and that was it. But man, in the 1920s, fuck, that couldn't have done that. So it is nice that I had estrogen in my life because I was able to transition thinking, you know what? I won't just be that weird person that everybody points at and says, hey, look, it's one of them. Because my parents pointed at people, and I know a lot of that point. Like, I get it. I'm not gonna do it, but like I get it. And everybody does it. I've done it too. Everybody does it. You look at someone, you're like, wow, I wonder what it's like to be that person, or like, damn, how did that happen? It happens to everybody. But when you like look normal and you're heteronormative and heterosexual and just cis gender and all of that, like you get to just blend in. Like, why would you give that up? Why would you be like a freak? People are gonna see you as like an attraction, some sort of circus attraction. They'll see you as like something they can like look at and stare and wonder and appreciate their own lives for not being in your situation. Like, I don't want that. Nobody wants that. I mean, some people probably do, but like, I don't think most people want that. People just want to fucking like live their normal lives and shit. I love water. And without estrogen, transitioning like really requires guts, man. My respect goes to people who transition even without estrogen. I mean, it's different. I feel like if I was in that situation, estrogen is not in the equation. So I think if the dysphoria is bad enough, I could probably consider it. But no, fuck no, I'm a coward. Like I, I was able to transition knowing that estrogen exists and that I can like take it and that I can try to transition with it. And yeah, my respect goes to people who transition without estrogen. Like that's hard. That's fucking hard. Like, I don't think I could. I mean, knowing what I know now, like I still probably would want to, but I wouldn't have gotten to where I'm at this very moment without it. Like it's a massive like confidence booster just knowing that it's in the background, just letting you be, because I can just focus on other things, focus on my wardrobe, focus on my voice, focus on my hair, which I'm not doing much focusing right now, to be honest. I should do a better job. But, you know, growing out my hair, um, focusing on work, focusing on friendships and relationships with family, focusing on traveling and establishing like your life. Like I get to do that without thinking about like my body's hormones, because I get to finally stop feeling the effects of testosterone constantly make my voice deeper and like giving you more facial hair. And potentially, I don't know if I would lost my hair, but I don't want that either. Like nobody wants that. I don't know if some people do, but no, fuck that. I want to have my hair. I want to fucking like have my soft body. Like I didn't know I would have fucking wanted to have these when I was younger. I mean, like in theory I did, but like now that I have, them, like this is kind of cool. But when I was younger, I was just like, damn, like I could never imagine my life having that, because I was like testosterone is what my body produces. And I I had that going on, and once I had estrogen instead, I could just be like, you know what, my voice is not gonna get deeper. I don't have that much facial hair, and it's not gonna grow more now. If anything, it's growing less. My body hair is getting thinner. My hair is actually growing even more now. My skin's getting softer. My um like I can my breasts are starting to grow. Like what else could I want? My hips grew. Like it did all of that for me. So like fuck yeah, like that's all I gotta say. That's why I'm making this video. I gotta appreciate what estrogen has done for me. So yeah, like that's why I'm gonna make one for the ninth year probably, because it is that important to me. Um what else? Oh yeah, I gotta walk 45 miles. Like see my face right now, like I'm already dreading it. Like this sucks. This sucks. And I wish I could find a way to like profit, or make it an event where I can help someone else profit, or like in some way make it for something instead of just walking just cuz. But regardless, I have to go walk because I have to do this to myself. I have to go prove to myself that resilience is a thing in my life. Like I don't want to just rely on like, oh yeah, I walked there that one time. It's like no, I have to prove that I can do it again. So I have to go do that to myself. 45 miles. Ah, mm, just thinking about it sucks. But I have to kind of start preparing for that because the weather's finally getting better. And just walk to my friend's cabin in Iowa City and then just pass out when I get there and then be sore for a few days and hate myself for 20 hours while I walk in basically one direction, one foot at a time, as I get more and more tired and sore and exhausted and just completely empty of thought. It's actually really fun once you're doing it. It sucks. It hurts. And every time that you're tired and you're like, I want to give up. You gotta be like, one more step. Just one more step. Doesn't matter how many steps I have left. Doesn't matter if I have 50,000 or 20,000 or 100,000 steps. Just gotta take one step. And then one more. That's it. Just one more. Over and over. Just take one more. Just focus on taking one more. And then next thing you know, you're like 50,000 steps in and boom, you get there. So that's kind of what transition is like. Like you're like, wow, I want to be a woman. So that's like my goal. That's my goal post. And like that's what I want. That's what success looks like to me is being a woman, right? Obviously, you know, chromosomes and shit, like you can only do so much. Let's just say that. But regardless, there's my starting point and there's where I want to be. I'm a guy, I'm a woman. And I'm closer to this side. That's what it's about. I took one step and then another one, and then one more, and then I took another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, another one, and then I'm here. Yeah, taking hormones voice, like taking those 12,000 phone calls, I can practice my voice, taking hundreds of thousands of steps, I can walk to Idaho City and Bogus Basin in like 40 miles at a time. Just all of it, like traveling from one, like I didn't think, oh, I wonder how many states I have to go to find my new home. I was like, okay, let's take one. Michigan, not it. All right, let's take another one. Virginia, not it. Let's take another one. Idaho. You know what? Yeah, I like this one. It was that simple. Like expectations, man, they kill everything. But if you just take one step and you have a goal that you're trying to go towards and you use that as your compass and you just take that direction, you just keep taking one step, no matter how far it seems, no matter how difficult it seems, no matter how hard it is. As long as you're able to take one more step, no matter how tiny that step is, no matter how long it takes, as long as you can keep taking that next step and the next step and the next step, you'll get there. Some things are just so hard, like going to Mars requires a lot of steps. Like maybe that one's not in the cards. But if you take the steps to get to know Elon Musk now, who knows? But yeah, um, I should end this. I have no idea how to talk to the camera. I'm looking at my self-talk right there, but the camera is right there, and my eyes move a lot. Like I don't like to be scripted. Like I could not write this out as an essay and be like, here's what I'm gonna say, and then just say it, and then cut, and then say it, and then cut. Like that's hard. The more I like, if I was to start writing it out, I would be like, oh, I can make this line better, and this line better, and this line better, and I would probably not want to do it at all. I just would spend so much time trying to make like a small section, and so I can just talk. And I've always wanted to be on the radio. Since I was little, I didn't care too much for TV. TV seemed like something that only the absolute best made it. Like even if he sucked, like there's this Mexican comedian, I did not like this guy. He's terrible, but he made it. So for me, it's like dude, that guy made it. Like there's something special about him. Like not me. And there's movies are not for me. Like I see movies and I'm like, these are our gods. Jonathan Majors and Michael B. Jordan. Thank you for existing, and I'm not gonna be a movie star. But the radio's fucking dope. Like the radio is just a bunch of nobodies just on the air, just speaking their voice and their thoughts and just talking, just letting it out. And I like doing that. So I'm gonna do that right now. That's actually what I'm doing. And that's why my eyes roll a lot, because like I just think a lot and then I say the words I'm thinking. So like I'm not thinking about where my eyes are, I'm just thinking about what I'm thinking about as it comes out. Um Yeah, that's why I don't fucking like making edited videos. But back to the radio thing. So yeah, I've always wanted to be on the radio, and I've always wanted to like just take questions and like requests and just like bring on guests and just talk, and like just the radio sounds amazing. And podcasts sound like the radio and like that sounds cool, but I don't feel like there's no reason for me to be doing like a radio show, like a podcast, like but if I'm gonna do a live video, I want to treat it like a radio show. And welcome to my show. Hey, look, there's a person watching. Hello. Welcome to Drop Any Questions, and I will say a bunch of words just for you. In the meantime, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, I was thinking about making a podcast, especially now that YouTube made it easier. And then I went to the podcast thing, and there's all these fucking people who have podcasts with thumbnails, and I absolutely hate thumbnails. I hate thumbnails so much. Like whenever I go to YouTube and I see a thumbnail, I'm like, all right, not interested, don't recommend channel, or just don't click. And if the thumbnail sucks but the headline is okay, and like I'm like, all right, I kind of know what this video is going to be about from this person, I'll click on it. But that clickbait shit really bothers me. And then I'm like, all right, if I'm going to make a podcast, you probably have to play by the rules if you want to. You have to play the game if you want to like win and shit. And like I don't want to play the game. It's just stupid. Like I don't want to fucking like make clickbait titles and mislead people so I can be like, hey, now that you're here, let's not address the clickbait at all. Fuck clickbait. Fucking rotten. My my philosophy on the game is to understand the rules, understand the parameters, understand the limits, and then just fucking have fun with it. Thank you. See, let's go nuts. You get it. Like those thumbnails that you just like, you're like, bro, I was gonna click on your video based on the clickbait title, which was already bad enough. But then I saw your stupid ass thumbnail and I'm like, this makes me mad and I'm not gonna click it. I don't like that you made me feel things right now that I didn't want to feel. So nope, disconnect. I don't want you in my life. That's how I feel about clickbait and ads. Like if an ad is good or like the clickbait is decent, or like let's say it's a good video and the clickbait made sense, I can be like, all right, whatever. Good job. But if the clickbait is just garbage clickbait, like, hey, click on my video. And then yeah, exactly. Or they'll like put words in front of like Will Smith's face on something he never actually said. And they won't even address it on the actual video. And in my mind, I'm like, how dare you make me even start thinking if this is real? Like, I know it's not. So, no, I don't need you. Bye bye. But yeah, fucking clickbait, man. Like, that's a fucking cancer to society. So that's why I'm just doing this because, like, I don't like, I, it's complicated. Like, I want to be in the radio and, like, I want to do this. This is fun. This is great. I want to talk. But also, I hate entertainment business. I hate the marketing and hate the clickbait and like the way to get attention and all of that. Like I don't want to be an attention whore. I don't want to put so much effort into this and make it about me and like fucking present my best fucking life ever that's not real and like fucking make a thing out of it. No, let's just be real. Let's just fucking talk and just fucking exist. And if nobody watches it, then like that's okay. I still got to talk on the radio, even though it's YouTube live. But to me, it feels like the radio. At least you're not one of those people who just reads Reddit posts in a half breath drawl. They do that? See, I talk a lot and I can talk very fast, but I also know when to pause. Like just sometimes just let what you just said just simmer. I don't do that enough, but I definitely know that you should do that. Nobody wants to be talked at like nobody wants that. Just talking at you. Like I was watching a video of the guy from You, forgot his name, and he's talking about how he doesn't actually say much in most of the show, and it's just him doing the voiceover. And if you actually just watch the show without the voiceover, it's just a creepy guy nodding most of the time. Just being talked at. Like his whole job is to show up and just be talked at. Just make facial expressions now and then and just get talked at. Nobody wants that shit. Yeah. And if I would have grown up in the 70s, I would have for sure tried to make my own radio show. And I would have just done what I said earlier. Like I don't care about my niche and my theme and what it's gonna be about. Like I'm not thinking about that. Just if there's people I can bring on that can contribute, let's talk. If people want to ask questions, like fucking let's do it. If people want to make requests and like it's reasonable stuff, let's fucking make it happen, you know? If it's just people like to just watch a person rant at themselves at a camera or just at a microphone, just that's fine too. That's fine. There's only one person I like to be talked at by. Fucking Dan Carlin. Oh man, I can. Most people, when I listen to a podcast, most people I'm like, man, like I know you're talking at me. And something about being patronized is never sits quite right. Like I don't hate it. Part of me is like, just I don't know, like not a fan, not a fan. Yes, please ask the question. I think so. Like I try not to think about that way because like I it doesn't bother me. Like if someone says, "Hey, let's go to a bar," I'll go to a bar. I'll have some water and like just drink my water and talk like I'm talking right now, and it's great. And if I go to a place that there's alcohol, I just want drink. Simple. But I think the fact that I'm not drinking anymore removes that part of my personality that used to be way more flirty. I used to go to bars like there was this gay bar when I first moved to Idaho, and I didn't know anybody, so it was easy to just like go up there and like I didn't know. I mean, I had one friend that I went with drinking, but he was really into the whole being gay part, so he was just kind of there. And then like I just go on the dance floor, and then if I met a guy, I met a guy, and usually we made out. And I was just drunk as fuck, and like I feel like if I'm dating someone, I can't really do that, or I can just dance and like let loose completely and just get super flirty. So I feel like it has made it a little more difficult, but at the same time, um, I also think that if I would have probably kept drinking, there's a good chance I become a monster or dependent and just be drinking in the afternoons or like in the morning sometimes, or like stay up drinking at night or get hungover and like just make an ass of myself. So at the same time, I feel like it's improved my life so much that it's probably made my life way better for dating because I'm not a fucking wreck. I mean, not because of the alcohol, at least. Yeah, and like I used to do other stuff too, like growing up in the hood. Like they're like, "Hey, do you want to smoke a joint?" And you're like, "Fuck it, let's go." Like, "Hey, I have some oxycontin that I want to give you. Like, do you want to have 3 of these pills?" And I'm like, "Sure." And people are like, "Hey, I have this cup of lean. Do you want some lean?" And I'm like, "Sure." So like I had all of that, but I never really searched for it. And now if someone said, "Hey, do you want some of this?" I'm like, "Nah, I'll pass." So it's maybe a bit more boring. Took my edge. Tinder. I use Tinder, but I don't like it. Um, not a fan. Not a fan. Okay, Cupid. That's actually where I started. When I started transitioning, I started using that one. Oh no, actually, well, started transitioning, but it was like just gay. I did use Okay Cupid back then. It wasn't really my thing. I just I don't know. I stopped using it, and in around 2014, I made a grinder for the first time. Yeah, it's a minefield. I started using grinder in like 2015 a lot more, like for like hookups and stuff. At the beginning of 2015, I say hookups. It wasn't even that many, but let's be honest. Um, I started using it, and I didn't get that many messages in Grinder, which is fine. It was actually interesting. And if you talk to enough people, like dick pics aside, and people who are down low and creepy and offering you meth and stuff aside, you'll talk to some fine people, like some interesting human beings. You're like, hey, this person's so great. Like, I can definitely see myself on a date with this person. And surprisingly enough, there's people my age. It's a lot of hookers for sure. Yeah, and then the more feminine I got, the more messages I kept getting, and I still used it. Actually, I'll be honest, I never stopped using it. Even right now, I'll talk to trans people. Some people will be like early transition, and they'll reach out to me and stuff. So that alone keeps me opening up again, and I get so many messages. I should make a video where I do a live video of just me on Grinder. I don't want to expose people's names, so I gotta work on that part. But I don't want to show any nudity or pics either. But man, the stuff I get is insane. I get so many people. I get so many people just fucking message me all the time. It's like I get on and I'm like, I don't have the brain energy to respond to every single human. Like I'm sorry. I used to respond to every single message I got just because it was the polite thing to do if I could. People have slowly ruined that for me, and then the message overload killed it. There's plenty of sites, but this one happens to be a really good one. Like, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a hooker and trans, I'd be on Grinder. It's just, especially after they took down Backpage and they came after the classifieds on Craigslist. Since then, it's Grinder has gotten worse. There's a lot of bots and scammers, and there's a lot of old people who are really creepy. There's people who are really creepy who are like around my age. There's people who are like way too young. Like I'm 29, so like even if someone's 24 and messaging, I'm like, this is too young. Like whenever I see someone like going after people who are way younger than them, I'm like, what the fuck? Like how? Like I don't care. Just don't date minors and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong? I can't even date someone who's like 22 anymore. And I'm like, yeah, you're just a kid, man. Like I remember when I was 22, I was just a kid. But you'll meet people there. It just depends on your city too. Like if you're a guy looking for a trans girl, fucking hard in like Kansas in the middle of nowhere. You probably mostly see people from like if you're in I'll give an example I can probably name better. If you're in the state of um Iowa, you'll probably have your best bets in like Des Moines. If you're not in Des Moines, you probably have a really hard time. Oh, see, Corpus Christi. That one, I feel like there's enough trans people down there, but you probably end up seeing like people from like Houston and other places like San Antonio just because that's where they're mostly at. Like here in Boise, for me it's easy. I just hop on and I'm the unicorn, so like people just message me from like all over. I get message from like sometimes like thousands of miles, sometimes hundreds, dozens. A lot of the times it's just a few miles. Sometimes it's feet, and that's weird, but whatever. Um, I get plenty, but I also get them like if you're in like the middle of nowhere, Idaho, you'll see me show up, and if I didn't reply, like that's one less trans people. So like I do feel bad about that part, but at the same time, like maybe if people were accepted more in conservative communities, like they wouldn't be hiding and moving to the big cities. They're not. You gotta elaborate. Honestly, I never saw myself making a video with my face in it. My voice sucks so much. So, oh, dude, some of them like it. Some of them like it. Some make them feel more feminine just because you're hairy. Um, but yeah, no, I can see that being an issue for you though. Good luck, man. Like I'm not gonna lie, like I usually go after guys that are like buff as fuck. Like the last guy I met from Grinder, fuck, fucking Viking. God damn, he works out a lot. He's got like a six pack, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm getting a little fat." I'm like, God damn, you're close to an eight pack. So like, it is hard for guys for sure, because like I don't know, like I like muscles and shit, and like I don't know what's wrong with me. Like I was watching, like I love Michael B. Jordan. But I'm watching Creed 3 and I can't help but only root for Jonathan Majors because he's so fucking muscular. God damn, he's a monster. 6'4", 300. That's not too terrible, is it? Damn, I used to be 215 at 5'7", so I can see that being probably a little worse than that. Nothing you can't come back from though. Yeah, losing fucking weight is hard. Like when I lost 65 pounds, man, that shit hurt. That's what I keep hearing. Like I'm like I got a little bit. I'm not fat. I don't even think I'm that fat to be honest. But I'm not skinny. And guys have told me that's better. And I kind of agree. Like I used to think like with anorexia in my brain, and I was like, yeah, skinny is better. And then I see some guys who are way too skinny, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like those guys who are like skinny fat, like kind of like Tosh Point. No, I'm like, that's I like that. It's not bad. But too skinny, and I'm like, bro, why can't I fucking play the xylophone on your ribs? Like, I don't know. let's let's get some meat on those bones, man. 50 minutes, damn. Oh, I mean, a little bit, yeah. I don't know. Some people just have fast metabolisms. Some people will just their bodies will refuse to hold on to food. So it's not even them starving themselves. Their bodies are just designed to never store food. My body's designed to never fucking let go of it. Fucking sucks. I have to try really hard not to get fat. I'm gonna have the Marlon Brando problem where he loved food his whole life, but he was also vain enough that he was able to stay good looking for a long time. But at the end, when he was like depressed and shit and old, and nobody wanted to give him movies, he was like, "Yeah, I'll just get fat and eat food." I don't want to get there, but my body's like, "You're gonna get there, bitch. You're gonna get fat. You're gonna get fat." Oh, like in the middle of the apocalypse, yeah, they're gonna need food for sure. Like, like if you can retain food, that's actually good for survival. Because like if you can eat once every 3 days without starving, you're fucking fine. Like your body will just store it as fat, and it'll just slowly eat it over the course of time. But if your body metabolizes everything fast, like you're gonna need that food unless they have a gun. People with guns have the food too. It's hilarious. Count the ribs. I mean, if there's like if they're hella muscular, I don't know. I could probably not care too much. I don't know. Depending, because I can see what you mean. Like even if you have like boobs and everything, like too much ribs, it sounds like you're not eating enough, or you have a coke problem or something. That's kind of hot though. Like the when you have that rib look. I see. I just have like meat and shit. My lips are hella dry. Oh, good luck with that. Yeah, that's why I'm scared of getting surgeries. Like, I know I don't just want one. Like, I'm like, yeah, what if I can have some lipo and then like get like my what's it called, my body contouring, and then you start thinking like maybe a boob job and maybe some work on my face and like maybe some ass. Yeah, see, that's what I'm trying to avoid. Trying to just actually just like I still want to get my face done. Don't get me wrong. Like I will get surgery on my face. Like I need to like I'm actually like I mentioned this at the beginning of this video. Like I was gonna get surgery at the end of this year for my face. I was gonna get facial feminization surgery because even though right now it's not that bad because of the fat storage in my face, over time this and like this will become a problem into my 40s and 50s. So I just want to get surgery on the structure of my face so it's more feminine, and then that way I can just like live with it. But I'm not gonna get that this year anymore. Like I don't think I mentioned that, but like it's not gonna happen. And I still really want that. Thank you. Appreciate that. But like you see this right here? I need to fix this bone. It's too big. Shouldn't do that. It should just be flat. But yeah, I don't want to get any other surgeries. Like maybe my boobs. But yeah, like I don't want to get surgery happy and like just like my lips. I don't want to touch those at all. I'm just gonna thank God for these and just fucking accept exactly how they are. They don't need to be better. They'll never be the best, but you know what? I'm happy with them. The structure of my face, I like especially like this on video. In person, you can see it even more. Yeah. So yeah, I gotta find a way to make a bunch of money this year or next year or just in general. Just gotta find a way to make a bunch of money without prostitution, which is well, appreciate that. I don't feel like I do, but thank you. But yeah, no, I don't want to do prostitution at all. Like I don't want to go down that road. But I definitely want to get that surgery, so I gotta find a way to make a bunch of money. It's hard. I thought making money was like not something I ever cared about, and I still kind of don't. But the more I care, I'm like, damn, not that easy. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, like, what do you think about my face though? Like, I don't wear makeup very often. Actually, rarely. And I've kind of just accepted it, which kind of sucks because if I get a zit, I don't hide it. Like, there's people who like they'll have zits every now and then, and you'll never tell. So the downside to not wearing makeup is that if I have a zit, you'll know it. And there's a second person in here. Hey, second person, you should also be in the text box. My legs are getting. Let's get zen. My boobs aren't this big, by the way. I have to wear this bra. Look, that hurt. Why did I keep dropping my phone? I don't know. Like I never planned on making money off my looks, so like I that's not like my biggest concern. It just when you look at the mirror, like right now I'm looking at my face, I'm like, damn, it's kind of masculine. My shoulders are like big and broad. Like look at these shoulders. So that's not gonna be surgery. That's just gonna be like I heard yoga helps with these, so I gotta do some yoga. And I have to keep going to the gym. I have to work on this. It's Tina that time the talking Billy. It was Tina that talking to me. Yeah, I fucked that up. Oh, do you guys like the background? I haven't worked on it lately. I've been fixing my room to like move the everything around, so that's kind of just there. But I fucking love that album. Just gain 40. No, I'm not gonna gain 40. I'm okay with when I'm like at 116. That's fine. It's fine. It's just like as long as I don't go past like 180, like let's just stay here. Let's just stay here. Mm-mm. Nah, like oh, part of me wishes I could just be like at 140 and just stay there my whole life, but I haven't been 140 since like I was probably like third grade. I used to weigh 173 back or 172 back in seventh grade. And then from there it just went up until I was 20. And then I dropped it down to 150. Well, I dropped it to 160 first and then 160 way later in the months. So like I dropped it to 150. Since then I've been able to kind of maintain that. Um there's some videos where if you go back in like my YouTube channel, there are some videos where I look fatter. Like in the 2021 I made was actually right when I was coming down from being kind of fat. I was like 185 probably in that video. That's because I had to get hips. So in order to get hips, I had to eat a lot. So I ate a lot of food. I ate so much food that I gained hips. And then I lost the weight. I was like, no, I just want the hips, not the weight. That's funny. Yeah, that's the weight I was in my early 20s. Except I'm like a whole foot shorter. I don't hate my nose as much. My fucking eyebrow though. Mm. Oh, last time it just ended. I have no idea what happened. It just as soon as we brought up Bill Gates, it ended. It's fucking hilarious. Yeah, we kept talking and the video was just gone. Like by the time we went back to see what happened, it was just at that moment it ended. Then we tried to figure it out if the article was real. Turns out it was. We found it on the website. Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. uh, we need more of that. That's funny. Someone should do it to Elon Musk just because, like, it'd be funny, but nah, it might make him into a bad guy. Maybe we shouldn't do that. Through three of them, I only saw one. He got fired in public. What a fucking guy. Yeah, you think so? You think you make a meme out of it? Oh, you live in Texas. Hey, don't do it. Do not do it. I know he's close by, but do not do it. Yeah, he basically acted like that kid in freshman year with the giant backpack. It's like, oh no, which sucks, but it's the billionaire, so you don't feel as bad. Like, bro, you just monopolized software and like operating systems. That'd be funny. That would be funny. Oh, that's fucking hilarious. There's a lot of people who loves like to run like Naruto. There's way too many. Hey, by the way, can you hear my voice right from the microphone? I should have done a test, but I was like, nah. They'll tell me. They'll tell me. But no one's complained. Only you talk to me though. Okay, perfect. Damn, I'm getting fucking old. Like, starting to get these right here. Mm. I've been wearing this thing by the way. I hope it's not like an attention grabber because it's not what it is for. My friend's mom gave this to me. She was like, "Yeah, they gave me a bunch of shells. You want this one?" I was like, "Hell yeah." She's like, "You won't wear it as an earring?" I was like, "Say I won't." It didn't go down quite like that, but that's the gist. And I've been wearing it for like a month. So, just rock it. Oh, no one's too gross for jewelry. You seen fucking like some people like that got the Samoan look with the tattoo on their face and everything, and they got the fucking jewelry. Like, nah, everybody can do it. Jewelry is actually for everyone, especially piercings and shit. I was thinking more like gauges, but sure. If you want to get a fucking giant nose ring, go for it, man. I used to have one right here. Did not like it. Like when I first started my videos, you probably never saw it because I don't like taking it out. It was always in there. One day I lost it and I was like, you know what? I don't need it. It's like, I kind of just want one right here. And that's it. I've never once cared about what people think about how this looks on me. I just like it. And yeah, it does get some attention sometimes. So people ask me questions and they're like, hey, did that hurt? And how does that happen? Like, is it a piercing or what? Is it a sticker? And I'm like, here's the story. I'll tell you in a minute. It's no big deal. Like I can tell you exactly about this in 1 minute and then we can move on. But yeah, like I don't know if this looks good on me or not. Just if you fucking like piercings and jewelry, like wear it. Just just express yourself and stuff. Except my tongue. And I like how it looked, but I was like, nope, not for me. Didn't like how I felt. Instead of this one up here, did not like that one either. Just I wasn't a fan of having the industrial bar. The way it connected was just so uncomfortable. And then this one up here, I actually did like it. I forgot why I took it out, but I think I lost the piece and I didn't want to replace it again. I fucking love this one. And all three here, I eventually got tired of them because anytime my nose got hit, it hurt a lot. And these right here, I lost one at a time, but people told me these look terrible on me when I had them, and I was like, I don't fucking care. I cared enough at one point where I was like, man, that sucks that people think that about me. But that's it. Move on. If you want to get a giant fucking piercing right here and like get it gauged and massive hole in your fucking lip with the giant like stone, fucking do it. As long as you're happy. As long as you're happy. No regrets. Not even a letter. I don't have any tattoos because of that. Like I feel like I'd be that person that goes to get a tattoo and I'm like, oh, can you move it slightly left, more up? Can you make it bigger? Slightly smaller, more shading. Like I don't want to annoy someone. It's just to get the perfect tattoo that I don't even know if it's the perfect one. It is the perfect one that day. And then you might get tired of it. Oh, I don't know what an inverted cross is, but I know what a pendant is. And iced out sounds like it was full of diamonds and rocks. And it sounds like it hit you hard because you guys were raging. Yeah, I've been to a few mosh pits. It's fun. I got my ass thrown around. I got rocks to the floor so hard. I landed on a harmonica and I was like, oh look, a harmonica. I picked it up, went to the bathroom and cleaned it later, but fuck it. You're here to rage and people are raging hard on you and you just fucking take it. And I also did I did I did crowd surfing once and I almost broke a rib. That was fun. So it's definitely for the young people. I feel like I would still do it, but who explained? Which one? The harmonica one or the rib breaking one? So the harmonica one, I have no idea. Someone invited me to this small place, and I was like, "Yeah, let's go." And I have no idea who was playing at all. I just know that I picked up harmonica, and then the other one was in Salt Lake City at a Vans Warped Tour. I know that American authors were there. I got to talk to them for a bit, and then it was a band that I've never heard of. I actually don't know anything about like metal or anything. I just like I can name like 2, 3 songs probably that I like that I can name for sure. Um, and American Authors is the only one I can think of. and that's not metal. That's not the one that had the the mosh pits. Actually, there was this other one that had a the mosh pit that was fun. Worst job? All right, janitor for sure. Ah, fuck. Wait, okay, when you say worst job, can you tell me what you mean with the worst job? Because janitor sucked, but there was one that was worse, but I liked it more. Most work with smallest reward. Oh no, that was for sure working at Foxconn. Um, that's the it's like this giant manufacturer that makes iPhones in China and stuff. But in Indiana, they had a plant where we packed, I think it was HP or Dell computers. Like they assemble them on one side, and then I was on the packing side. That fucking sucks. Packing like 150 computers a day, as they tell you to go faster, and like they're like, "Hey, can you stay here longer? Can you stay here longer? Can you stay longer?" Just for minimum wage. Sometimes they like, "Oh, we'll increase you 50 cents if you stay longer," and like for the week, and fucking sucked. And like the whole place is like open like 24/7, and they have like buses of like immigrants and refugees who like keep showing up at different times, and like they make it so like they don't like drug test or anything, so like people are on meth and crack, and like they're just fighting on the parking lots, and it's a fucking terrible place to be. The whole environment sucked. Like I had a good time because I got to meet some people, but as far as like the job itself, fucking packing computers and assembly line sucks. Like I feel like I picked up nothing except don't live a life bad enough that you end up here. Like that's the lesson I got out of an assembly job is like don't end up here. Fucking sucks. They treat you like a fucking like a robot, and then they'll get rid of you either if you're not good enough. They want you there for a few months and then on to the next human that we can fucking exploit as long as possible. If you fucking break, then they don't need you. It sucks. And it's like there's so many humans and everybody feels like there's some people like don't get me wrong. There was this lady I met from like fucking Colombia or something or Costa Rica, and she was nice. She did not have that look of defeat in her face or anything, but yeah, some of the people, man, like you're like, damn, you've given up already, huh? And then I met some people who were like hella fucking ghetto. It was fun. But as far as like most work, smallest reward, assembly line. I'd say janitor's right up there. And working at a restaurant's pretty close because like once you get past the skills and like the benefits of eating at work, it kind of sucks to be honest. Ah, my fucking legs. I can't feel my feet anymore, but that's okay. You got any more questions? Let's go donuts or let's go nuts. You know that was the name of of the what's it called minor league baseball team in Modesto. It's called the Nuts. So we had the Modesto Nuts, and people would say, "Let's go Nuts." Terrible team, terrible stadium. Like I like going to the park for literally everything else. Actually, golf was probably the worst thing about it. Fucking hated the golf part of it because it was just closed off, and you would pick up golf balls and stuff. But like I just hate golf courses. I like the soccer fields though and the park part of it, but just golf courses. I feel we just ban the sport of golf. Just fucking get rid of it and convert those fucking golf courses into like something more sustainable where you're not draining water just so that fucking wealthy entitled people can just go and play golf all day. Fucking hate that shit. There's some people that like golf and they'll say reasonable things, and then people who like are reasonable humans who like do it, but I don't know, just fuck that sport. But yeah, fucking baseball on the other hand. Baseball's fun to play in school. And it's probably fun to people who are good at it in college and pro, but exactly. Golf is an excuse for people to get drunk and pretend they're like doing something athletic, and they just fucking rack up so many miles of walking, and that itself is their exercise. It's basically just drunk people hanging out that happen to be wealthy enough to be in this nice little fucking place. See, now that sounds cool, but the golf itself, fuck. Like every time I go through a golf course, walking through it to do something else, I'm just like, man, this could totally be used for something useful instead of golf. And it takes up so much real estate too. Fucking golf. I mean, the people, yeah. John Daly. Isn't he the guy who used to like be on TLC? Oh, no, that's something Carson. Carson Daly. Oh, Carson Daly is something. Yeah, I have no idea what John Daly is. Rip Smokes. Let's look up what this John Daly human is. God, I love Jonathan Majors. That's what was popped up on my page right now. I gotta look stuff. I was looking at this earlier though. Fucking love that guy so much. I It sucks that he's probably gonna get kicked out of Marvel and end his career because of the allegations, and it might be true. But god damn, I fucking love that guy. That sounds pretty fun. I feel like we can do that. Just find a different drug, just like I feel like cigarettes are just kind of loiter. Weed probably wouldn't work. Salvia is definitely not gonna happen. And most drugs are probably should not be encouraged. So I feel like you can only do that with alcohol. My legs are sore from sitting in this position. Damn, how long am I gonna fucking go on? My hair's a mess. I want to. I want to go see what it's like to be surrounded by concrete rats and like bad rules and lots of money and lots of fucking different races of people just all being New Yorkers. Sounds fun. The rats part, that's the part that I'm interested in. I want to go see fucking flying rats and giant land rats. And by that I mean like I think they have like pigeons or some kind of massive bird or like some dirty bird that just like eats garbage or something. Like I don't know, they have like a bird problem. And the rats are so massive. I want to go see that. I want to go see just a bunch of fucking rats ruling New York City. That's our future. Our future of New York is probably just rats infesting the whole thing to the point where you just can't live there. That unless the ocean tide goes up and we just lose New York City and all the rats move over to like the ocean and die. But yeah, no, I have never been. The furthest I've been that way is Grand Rapids, Indianapolis, and the Dulles Airport right by West Virginia, and then all the way down to Miami, all the way to like the LA part, all of that Texas, New Mexico part, and the entire West Coast. I've seen like Wyoming, Montana, parts of Montana at least, parts of Wyoming, so, Utah, Idaho, Missouri, Illinois. I've seen that. Daddy's money. Yeah, that's it's happening here in Boise now. It's like more and more people are moving here. It's like, dude, you used to be able to buy a house here in Idaho for like $200,000, especially here in Boise. And minimum wage is like $7. So like, you could buy a house making like 12, $13 an hour. And it was reasonable before I moved here. I moved here as somebody with nothing, just trying to fucking live somewhere that's affordable and eventually buy my own house in 2016. And my biggest mistake was either moving here too late or being poor. Because if I would have moved here earlier or just had more money when I moved here, I would have had a house by now before it skyrocketed. Now everything's like 400 to 600,000, and like people from California and other states are just moving in with money and just buying up property. And like, yeah, as the local of Idaho, like, and especially in Boise, like, you're being priced out like everywhere. It sucks because you have to like make California money to live here now. Sad reality. So I can only see how that could happen in somewhere like New York, where if you're wealthy from every other city, that's where you end up. Banana bread. I fucking love banana bread. Bananas are just amazing. Put bananas in anything, I'll eat it. Fucking, I used to blend my my pancake mix with bananas. Fucking love bananas. Banana. You know, I wish I could do that song from what's it called? Oh my god, I fucking love bananas in cereal. You know that song from what's that movie called? The guy with the fucking striped suit, Michael Keaton. He's not Jeepers Creepers. The other guy. I can use the internet actually. Michael Keaton. The fact that I know Michael Keaton more than the movie, that's kind of sad. I actually like Michael Keaton a lot. I don't know why. His face says punch me, but my eyes keep watching him no matter what. Let's look at Michael Keaton movies. Beetlejuice. That's the one. I was about to say Beetlejuice. You know that song Beetlejuice? It's Banana Boat. I fucking love that song. I wish that song would just fucking burst at any time. People just going into like the banana song, the Banana Boat. What a fucking movie. But yeah, Beetlejuice. What a great movie. I actually used to kind of have a crush on what's that guy's name? The guy who just killed someone. What's the guy's name? Alec Baldwin. Alec Baldwin, since like 20 years ago, looks like a grandfather. But Alec Baldwin in the 80s looked fucking hot. Man, Michael Baldwin. What a hot guy. Why am I talking about Alec Baldwin? I don't know. But yeah, like ever since like Fun with Dick and Jane, I just see Alec Baldwin as like a grandfather, and he's looked like that the entire time. Sucks. Yeah. Let's take a look at that real quick. Let's see. And she's to his left. She's like, bro, what the fuck? Now, for me, like the thing I always remember about it is two things. One is when they opened the door into that desert and it's like nothing. I was like, wow, I wonder what's there. They never really talked about it, but for me, it was like, wow, mind blower. And then the head in the jar, like that always creeped me out. I was like, can you really have a head in a jar? And why are they shrinking it? Why is it so small? All of it is creepy. Oh no, he didn't get put in the jar. That's something else. But he did have a tiny ass head. Fuck that. So, bananas on cereal for sure gets left on though. Oh man, I just had some the other day. Amazing. I like to put the bananas at the bottom, and then the cereal, and then the milk, and then more bananas, and then more cereal, and then more milk. Sometimes I'll put cookies in there too, but that's pushing it. You don't need cookies in your cereal. It's already enough sugar and carbs. Should I make my live video this close? Just be like, hey people. Or should I be more back here and be like, hey, I'm a news anchor. Oh, this hairdo though. Ugh. Ah, I'm getting sleepy. Oh, it's damn, it's 2:26 in the morning. I'll keep this going just because like I don't mind, but damn, an hour and 30 minutes. Yeah, it is. No one wants to see someone that up close. Man, I definitely. How do you get a radio show nowadays? Like, you think I could be in a radio show? Damn, 10 in the morning. That's late. In Central Time, that means you're 3 in the morning. You got 7 hours to go. Hey, look, there's someone in the bathroom. Oh, that sucks. I used to work nights. Fuck. Being up from. Well, I used to get up like at 8 so I can work at 9. I worked from 9 to like 5 in the morning. I hated that. Not fun. But it's nice to experience that every now and then and be like, yep, this is why I want to work in the day. I used to be like, yeah, like I can get up at 5 in the morning and then I can go to the gym and nah, none of that happens. You're just like so fucking tired. And you see the sun up and you're like, damn, this feels so confusing. Mm-mm. Nah. Like I wouldn't even want to work at a hospital for those shifts. Mm-mm. Mm. It has to be a lot of money for me to work at night. Like a lot of money. Like and enough money that even after I hate myself, I can be like, you know what? It's worth it. If I hate myself too much and the money's not worth it, it's like, nope. I can't hate myself that much. Like if someone says, hey, you have sex with this person for $20, I'm like, absolutely not. They say $200, I'm like, nope. 1,000, I'm like, nah. But they say like, hey, here's $2 million. I'm like, that's $2 million, you know? But same thing with jobs. Like if the job sucks and they're paying minimum wage, it's like, nah. Like you have to really need it that bad. Otherwise, you can just be like, I got what I was gonna get. Fuck this. Exactly. Like at some point, like the job has an end point where you've gotten where you're gonna get out, and it's like, you know what? Maybe try to get something that pays more, even if you're gonna hate yourself, because like not like you love yourself now. You know, that's how I feel about anything. It's like at some point, not relationships. I feel like with people it's not the same, but with jobs and like places and things, like you'll get what you're gonna get, and at some point it's like, hey, nah, fuck this, not enough. I don't wanna. I can't live with my soul being crushed for this. And some people like getting $100,000 is still not enough, and like I get that. Like sometimes being a banker is not all it was, you thought it was gonna be, and now you hate your life. I get it. You're like, if maybe they paid $1 million, but they don't. I look like I'm getting tired. I can't do it. I can do this though. Pretty cool. Oh, I have way too much, but bring it on anyway. I'm watching like Ted Lasso and Severance and Vikings and South Park and movies that are coming out. A Fox in Space. Let's check it out. A Fox in Space. And oh shit, it's about Star Fox. I might watch it. I know nothing about Star Fox. I've only ever really known Star Fox as that character from Smash Bros. That's pretty cool. Getting tired. Fuck, it's Monday already. I got a text message. I got another text message. I got another message. I got one more. I'll open that. Too many. Oh man, I have an appointment tomorrow. Oh, yeah, I gotta get my fucking blood drawn. Fuck. Oh yeah, no, it looks like it's a cartoon, like some 70s. Like my parents used to watch this, and no one ever recorded it, so there's no more footage of it. Cartoons. What was I gonna check on my phone? Uh, oh, I got a text message from these guys. Got a package coming. Okay. Um, I have no idea what to say. Should I end this now? It's like an hour and 30 minutes. I'm hella tired. Gay bar? Nice. There's an episode called Gay Bar. I'll play it in a bit. Oh, I play that all the time. I play GeoGuessr. Man, that shit's fun. I got really good at guessing what country I'm in. Hey, let's go nuts. Good night, man. I'm getting hella sleepy. It was fun talking to you, though. I look tired, huh? It's cool. Good night. I'll check it out for sure. Good night.